Morning, YouTube fan. We back at it again. Happy Monday. Here's a strategy on how to get access to more funding without hard inquiries. There's two things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how to get access to more funding without incurring any hard inquiries, and we're going to talk about a secret strategy called credit reallocation. Now, credit reallocation is a more advanced trick that many in the credit card points and miles space and some business owners use to leverage new credit cards, 0% interest, and also consolidating the current cards. We're going to go through a couple of different scenarios so that you can determine when credit reallocation is going to be the best for you. We're also going to be talking about the benefits of getting credit limit increases. That way you can get more access to capital without having to complete any new credit card applications and without incurring any new hard pulls on your credit. So everyone, if you're new to the channel, my name is Jamal, the Credit Protector. I am a credit coach, a credit strategist, and a business funding coach. I specialize in zero interest business financing along with alternative lending. So whether you have perfect, amazing credit, a 720 or higher, or if you're in the midst of rebuilding but your business is cash flowing, we do have various solutions for your funding needs. So thanks everybody for being able to tap in this morning. Definitely, if you can hear me, definitely like the video and let me know where you're from. I know I get a lot of people from the New York area, California. Definitely let me know where you guys are tapping in from, and maybe we can definitely chop it up. All right, so let's get into it. This secret funding play would allow you to get more access to capital without getting a hard pull. This is perfect when you're going for zero interest financing by way of business credit cards. And it's super easy to do. It may only take a phone call or even sending a text through one of the chats in your app. I'm talking about requesting a credit limit increase. Credit limit increases are exactly what it sounds like. It's when you reach out to your current credit card issuer and simply ask them to give you more money. Now, there are a lot of different reasons you may want to do this. The obvious reason, of course, is your current credit limit simply doesn't satisfy your spending habits. For instance, you're a small business owner and currently you spend about $10,000 a month between your technology and software and ads. And right now, you currently use your Chase Ink card, which may give somewhere around, I think, upwards of 5% back in certain technical categories, right? But your Chase Ink card the current credit limit cannot support all of the spend that you're doing in the tech sector. So for you want to be able to maximize your spend in that category and earn that 5% on a Chase Ink card. Your Chase Ink card may only have a $5,000 limit, but you really need $10,000 to run all your expenses through that card and earn that 5% cash back. In this case, you would actually reach out to Chase either by phone or through their app and simply request a credit limit increase. This is great. Chase used to do a hard pull for credit limit increases up until like November of 2022. Now they switched so that all credit limit increase requests are soft pulls. This can instantly allow you to double or even triple your credit limit without getting a hard pull. Now, Chase, again, is a soft pull. How much they will increase you by, it can vary. When I asked for a credit limit increase, I did have a $5,000 credit limit. They tripled it to a $15,000 credit limit. Similarly, Amex is known for going up to 3x your credit limit every time you do a credit limit increase request. So in my instance, my very first American Express, it started off with just $2,000. From $2,000, I went from $2,000 to $6,000 in 91 days. From there, it just went up to 7,500. From 7,500, it went up to 22,500. Literally exactly 3x of my previous limit. So don't be, and I say that to say, don't be discouraged if you start off with a low limit on a credit card. You can always increase it, whether it's through automatic credit limit increases that are based on your spend, or simply by calling and asking. With both American Express and Chase, I requested the credit limit increases, thus tripling the amount of, well, backtrack. With Chase, I tripled the amount of credit I had. With American Express, it 10x. They went from, over the course of time, $2,000 to $22,000. That's the power of doing a credit limit increase. This is all without a hard pull. Some other banks that do soft pull credit limit increases, Capital One does them. Capital One does them. And who else does them? Discover does soft pull credit limit increases as well. And so that's the power of doing a soft pull credit limit increase. This is also great. You can use this strategy for a lot of other reasons, right? Another way to do a credit limit increase. Let's say you initially get approved for a credit card. Then you don't like the limit. So instead of simply accepting the low limit, what I would do is immediately call the reconsideration line. So this is before you even get the card in the mail, before the account even appears on your credit report. You can call and ask them to reevaluate your credit profile and give you a higher limit right then and there. You don't have to wait. Now, other cards but once you get the card and the card comes in the mail, you activate the card, then you'll be subject to their credit limit increase policies. So for instance, American Express is like every 90 days. Navy teeters, I've seen and heard a combination of every 60 days to every 90 days. It's easier just to say every 90 days. Other cards, I believe like Bank of America, they want you to hold the card for 6 months before you request a credit limit increase. A key thing is when you're doing credit limit increases, not every credit card is going to do a soft pull. You want to ask them prior, hey, is this going to be a hard pull? For instance, Barclays, Citibank, well, no, not Citibank. Citibank is definitely a soft pull, and they'll double your limit. They'll double your limit. I started off with a $6,500 limit with them, and it went up to over 16,500 with Citi. So they'll actually do more than double it. Okay. But with Citi, you could just request it right through the app. Super easy. Let me see. Will. Okay, cool. I got you, Will. Let me finish this. I'll definitely respond to you. Where you checking in from, by the way, Will? Let me know. So, but Barclays, they'll do a hard pull if they don't, if you didn't know. They may do a hard pull. So what you want to do is ask them, hey, is this a hard pull or soft pull? They'll let you know. And if it's a hard pull, you could just skip it. You could just skip it. Don't even worry about it. Don't do it. Just wait for them to give you a credit limit increase moving forward. So let's say fastest way to grow your credit score to gain access to a higher credit limit when you just started. Fastest way. The fastest way, that's like, what's the fastest way to lose weight? It's really going to be It's specific to your credit profile. So if you want to know the fastest way for your exact profile, then there's actually a link in the description and in my page to book a 30-minute consultation. That would be the best way. That way I can tailor it directly to you. Because if you generally, I'll give you the general answer. The general answer, fastest way, is to open up 3 to 5 primary trade lines and then add about 2 authorized users. That would be the fastest way to grow your credit. That's just what that is, right? And then if you're talking about how to get a credit limit increase automatically, that's a different question, because now I see another thing you're saying that your credit limit is 500. So are you asking how to grow your credit score or get a higher credit limit? Right? So if you're trying to get a higher credit limit, you can activate automatic credit limit increases. You can get that by just spending more money on the credit card. The strategy for that is you spend as much money as you can on that credit card, use it every single day, and then pay it off in full every single month. Now, one of the cool things about credit cards, most credit cards, you can make a payment every day. Most credit cards. Sometimes, like Capital One, they'll do a weird thing where they'll mark your credit card for fraud if you're making too many payments. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I don't know why they do that. But most credit cards, you can 100% just use the credit card a lot and then pay it off. Almost, I would say even weekly, pay it off in full, keep it at a zero balance. That's called credit cycling. With credit cycling, that is another method to get a credit limit increase automatically. All right. So Capital One, I have 3 Capital One cards. They're okay. I just don't like that they do a hard pull. In Atlanta, right. Starting credit. Okay. Congratulations. That's dope. That's dope. Congratulations on your credit journey, for sure. There's a lot of information out here. You want to make sure that you get the right information. There's a lot of ways to play with credit. There's a lot of ways to boost your score. There are a lot of ways to grow your credit. And it's best to always have a customized plan, because any information a person gives you is going to be generic. It's going to be generic, and it's going to be based on what they've done for themselves in the past. That may not be the best option for you personally. So you want to make sure when you're asking that you actually have a person who will sit down, actually look at your exact credit profile, and then create a strategy for you based on your exact credit profile and your exact goals, right? So you mentioned you're a business owner. Are you also looking to get funding for your business? The funding, how soon are you looking to get it? What type of business do you have? These are all the type of questions that you want to make sure you have answers to, so that when you speak to someone about going to get the funding and going about your credit journey, they have a full outline, right? They know exactly what it is you're trying to do, and that they're not going to just give you some random fluffy answer. Okay. So those are credit limit increases. Also raising your score. I know that higher score, you get approved for bigger credit lines. Honestly, I'm trying to make every purchase make me more money. That's great. Yeah, that's the important part, right? That's the most important part. As long as you're using your credit to make more money, you good. You already in the game, you know? What will that also lead to raising your score? What will lead to raising your score? So we want to make sure you do this. Don't focus so much on the score. Focus on your credit profile. Focus on the information that's actually on your credit report. As long as you're improving the information that's on your credit report, your credit score is going to go up. Your credit score isn't that important. I've had consultations with people who followed generic advice. They bought a bunch of trade lines. They had, a 720, a 730 credit score, but they were still getting denied because the information on the credit report was not good. It wasn't built out, right? It said that they had a bunch of authorized users and they only had 1 year of credit history. That's not going to get you any funding. You can't walk into a bank with just a bunch of authorized users and 2 years of credit and expect a bank to give you $50,000. They are 100% going to deny you. That's why it's important to make sure that you consult with somebody who can break it all down for you and tell you exactly what you need to do based on your goals, right? Because just boosting a credit score, it's easy to boost a credit score. Add some trade lines, keep your credit utilization below 10%. That's going to boost your credit 100% of the time. But is that going to get you funding? Maybe not. So what I recommend you do, Will, I got you. For sure. What I recommend you do, Will, is book a consultation with me. It's $30. It's 30 minutes. In that quick 30 minutes, you can run down, just give me a synopsis of your credit journey. And we could talk about really quick how to boost and get your credit profile to where you want it to be. It's going to be based on your journey, your goals, right? So I'm not going to be doing a consultation live here. You definitely want to book a consultation for that. Absolutely want to book a consultation for that. That link is in the description of my channel and in the description of every video that I post, right? But this video is talking about how to get credit limit increases using that so you can get more access to capital using a soft pull. The next thing we want to talk about is getting credit card reallocations. Cool, Will. So just make sure you book that consultation. Like I said, it's 30 minutes. You'll have we'll send you a link so that you can get your credit profile, your credit report. Then we can go through that and build out your credit based on your exact goals, right? Because if you're trying to get 100 to 250,000, we got more work to do so that you can get access to that capital to grow and scale your business. So with soft pulls, right? Credit limits, credit limit increases. Let me double back. We've been talking about credit limit increases. This is a secret strategy that a lot of credit card enthusiasts and business owners use to get access to more capital. One, without having to research any new banks. Another benefit is that most credit limit increases are either automatic or they may be a soft pull. This gives you more access to capital. In some instances, it can double or triple your availability to other people's money literally instantly, right? And another great thing is you could do these credit limit increases either with just a phone call or by requesting a credit limit increase through your credit card's app. So it's super easy, super convenient. Once you have a credit limit increase, the next strategy is what we call, this is a bit more advanced. This is called credit card reallocation. So this is where you have two credit cards from the same bank and you want to take a credit limit from one credit card and move it to another credit card at that same exact bank. Now, the rules for this vary for each bank. Now, I'm going to go through, I got 15 minutes before my next consultation. I'm going to go through really quickly some of the national banks because they typically are the ones that do reallocations. The smaller banks and credit unions typically don't do this because a lot of times they just don't have as many credit cards, right? They may offer 1 or 2 credit cards and then they make you go through a lot of extra steps in order to do a reallocation. Some banks will actually do a hard pull for reallocation. Anything that's a hard pull on an existing account that you have, you want to avoid it. You don't want any hard pulls to make any changes to your current existing accounts. We are only doing hard pulls to get access to new credit. We're not doing hard pulls for existing credit. So some banks that do reallocations, and here are some of their rules. So you guys can write this down, take notes. Again, reallocation, I'm going to break this strategy down for you. Why would you want to reallocate your credit limits? One reason is that you're going to close one of your old credit cards. So let's say you have a Chase Inc. Preferred and a Chase Inc. Cash card. And let's say the Inc. Cash card, both of these cards give you a 0 interest period for the first 12 months. Your Inc. Cash card is approaching its 12th month, meaning the 0 interest period is about to expire. So what you can do, especially with Chase, is that you can, let's say your preferred has $15,000 on it and the Chase Inc. Cash has $12,000. You can take the balance from not the balance. You can take the credit limit from the cash card and transfer it over to the Inc. Preferred card. What that does is now your $15,000 Inc. Preferred card is going to become a $27,000 Inc. Preferred card. And then you can close out the Inc. Cash card once the 0 interest period expires. Once you close that card out, you can then turn around and apply for another card, another Inc. Cash, or even another Inc. Unlimited card. So now you have a Inc. Preferred with $27,000, and you have a brand new Chase Inc. card with a brand new 0% interest 12-month period. Okay, since you closed down the cash, I will switch it to the Inc. Unlimited because they're not going to let you reopen the same exact card back to back, right? So then you'll be able to open up the Chase Inc. Unlimited at 0%. Now that card, that card may have a $20,000 limit or what have you, but now you still have your $27,000 that you originally had is now on the Inc. Preferred, and you have 0 interest that you can play with the new Inc. Unlimited that you were just approved for. That is a very advanced strategy, but that's super common to do that. So, and you can actually, with Chase, you can repeat that cycle over and over and over. You could just keep reallocating and keep applying for a new card. Okay, so that's one example of why you would want to reallocate. Chase rules for reallocation. With Chase, you can reallocate your credit limits from one Inc. card to another Inc. card. So from the Chase Cash to the Unlimited to the Unlimited to the Preferred, vice versa. But it has to be for the same entity. So if it's Crack the Score LLC and I have 3 Chase Inc. business credit cards, I can reallocate the credit limits between any of my 3 cards for that organization. But let's say I have J Squared Enterprises. I'm not able to transfer credit limits from J Squared Enterprises to Crack the Score. But if I have multiple cards with J Cube Enterprises, I can transfer those limits between those cards with that business. Next, we got Amex. Everyone likes American Express. American Express reallocation. They are a lot more lenient. So with American Express, it's almost like the Wild West. They let you play with your credit limits a lot. You can transfer your credit limits from a personal card. Oh, important. American Express, their credit limit allocations is only good for their credit cards, not the charge card. So if you have any of the Amex Rainbow, that's the green, the gold, the plum, the platinum, those are their charge cards. You can't transfer credit limits because they don't really have a set credit limit. Their credit cards, you can transfer their credit limits. You can go from personal credit card to personal credit card. You can go from business credit card to business credit card, or you can go from personal credit card to business credit card. Only caveat limitation with American Express, you want to have the card for at least 6 months before you ask for the credit card reallocation. I would give it about 6 months. Also, you can you cannot transfer from a business credit card to the personal credit card. You can do personal credit card to a business credit card. You can ask for this over the phone. You can do it on the website, or you can request the allocation through their app. On the app has a chat feature, so just do it through the app. Okay, those are all the options. Now with Bank of America, they do allow allocation, but you want to double check because it used to be a hard pull. So, I mentioned earlier, you don't want to do a hard pull just to move around credit limits at all. That's crazy. That's a waste. You don't want to do that. Nowadays, though, from what I've heard, for the most part, it's a soft pull. So this is what I would say. Before doing the credit limit reallocation and moving your credit limit from one card to another, just verify with them that it's a soft pull. That's Bank of America. Another thing with Bank of America, you have to have at least a credit limit of $100 to do. Each card has to have a credit limit of at least $100 to do the credit limit increase. I don't know why that exact limitation is there, because I'm assuming most credit cards have at least $100 credit limit, but whatever. And again, this is only within Bank of America. So a Bank of America card to another Bank of America card. Okay, let me see. Barclays. Barclays, I don't have a Barclays card. Let me know if you have a Barclays card and how do you feel about them. The only Barclays card that has caught my attention has been their American Airline Aviator card. That's really about it. I haven't done too much with Barclays, so y'all will have to let me know. But for those who have Barclays, let me see what we got. So with Barclays, right? I'm actually reading some notes because I never use Barclays. So pardon me. So they're going to do a soft pull, okay, on your credit report. You want to have about Barclays, you want to have the card open for at least 30 days before you do the credit limit reallocation. All right. In order for them to approve it, the card has to be open for 30 days. Next is going to be a soft pull. All right. So it's going to be a soft pull. That's pretty easy. Capital One, no soft pull reallocations, but they do soft pull credit limit increases. With those, they don't really have a time frame of how long you have to wait between the credit limit increases. And since it's a soft pull, you have the freedom to do it when you feel like. A Citibank. With Citibank, when you're doing a credit card allocation, both cards have to be open for at least 6 months. And they're going to do a hard pull. So I definitely would not recommend this strategy with Citibank. A hard pull to reallocate, no bueno. I would skip it. Don't do it. Discover Card, they have some reallocations. Okay. Theirs is interesting. You have to do a credit limit increase first, then ask for a reallocation. This is specifically with Discover Card. And y'all see how each bank is like all over the place. They just make up their own rules. Some they don't care. It's all willy-nilly. It's whatever. And some is step by, you got to perform these things in a certain sequence. Right? A lot of people have US Bank. US Bank does not allow any type of reallocations. My least favorite bank, big bank, Wells Fargo. They allow reallocations. Luckily, it is a soft pull, and you can just do this with the phone call. Right? So those are two strategies, especially when we're working with our business credit cards, that you can use to help move around some of the funding that you need in case you want to leverage zero interest, in case you want to leverage a credit card that earns more cash back than another, and you want to leverage getting access to more capital without doing any new. You don't have to investigate any new banks. You don't have to call to any new banks and go through a whole new application process. You can get access to more capital, access to larger lines of credit simply by doing reallocations and credit limit increases. As always, y'all, thanks so much for tapping in. Y'all let me know if this information was helpful. Remember to like, subscribe. When this video resurfaces, feel free to rewatch it. Take notes. I know I gave a lot of information. Shout out to Will. Shout out to you for interacting. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning on the next live. Peace.